Mining isn't unprofitable right now. I know, crazy thing to say, right? Now, I understand that most of you are probably in a similar situation as me, where your current circumstances actually do make mining unprofitable for you. Stuff like sky-high power costs, you know? But I decided that I wasn't just going to accept this and that I wanted to be proactive and do something about it. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 different ways that I've found that will make mining profitable again. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a crypto and NFT tax software built to save you time and help maximize your tax refund. Thankfully, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has made the process of doing this super easy. All you have to do is sign up for an account and link your crypto wallets. That's it. What 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 then does is it looks at the transaction data of those wallets and uses that to automatically generate a tax report for you in your country's local currency. You can then take this report and export it into any tax filing software like TurboTax or TaxAct, or you can send it off directly to an accountant. Best part is that if you use my link in the description below, you can sign up and use 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 entirely for free. And once you're happy with the reports and are ready to export, you can save 10% by using my discount code 𝗧𝗏. But that's not all. They're also doing a giveaway where you can win a free $300 tax report. So make sure you click on that link in the video description below for more details. So let's start with a super quick explanation of what mining being unprofitable actually means, because if we understand it, we can better know how to fix it. So in mining, we pay for electricity and we use that electricity in our mining rigs and turn it into crypto. And as long as that crypto is worth more than we paid for the power to mine it, we are good and profitable. But on the flip side of that, if we paid more for the power than the crypto we got was worth, we are unprofitable, because in that scenario we would have ended up with more crypto if we just took the money we spent on power and just bought the coins with that money instead. Now, practically there is actually quite a bit of nuance here, and I have a video about why it could still make sense to mine at a bit of a loss a lot of the time. I'll link that up in the corner there as well as in the description of the video if you're interested. But for all intents and purposes, now we know what mining unprofitability is. So let's get into the first way we can combat it. And the obvious first thing would be that if we're paying more for the power than the crypto we're mining is worth, we could easily fix that by just paying less for power. Now, this is where you might have to put some work in, do your research and shop around a bit. First step is to make sure that you fully understand your power bill, because they definitely make sure to make it as complicated as possible so you feel like you never know exactly what you're paying to who and why. So after you make sure that you know all of the different parts of your bill and exactly how much you're paying and to who, next up is to learn everything you can about the power situation in your area, because there might be tax incentives that you're not taking advantage of, there might be certain deals you can take part in, you might be eligible for some sort of relief or refund. A couple of short examples of stuff like this is that some places have special super cheap overnight power rates for people with electric cars. Some can offer a fixed monthly price on line rental instead of a per kilowatt hour price. Some properties on agricultural land can apply for tax exemptions, etc, etc. Next up is to shop around and negotiate, especially if you have a somewhat decent sized mining farm that pull a lot of power, because from the power company's perspective, that makes you a very good customer, right? And they might be able to offer you a much lower rate if you can hit a certain number of power used each month. But the very best thing you can do here is to pit the different providers against each other. And you do this by calling up the first one and asking them what their best price they can offer you is. And you then call the next one and tell them that you'll be a big customer and ask if they can offer you a better deal than the previous provider you called did. You then do the same again with the third provider, then with the fourth, and so on and so forth. And after you've gone around all of the available providers, maybe a couple of times over, you might actually have ended up with an offer that was much lower than what they started out offering originally. Now, there is of course also another way to lower your power cost, and that is to produce your own power. The most common way would probably be with solar panels, which is something that I've looked into previously on the channel, so I'll link those videos up in the corner as well as in the description of the video. But the main few takeaways for me when I researched solar panels were that, to start, it's totally fine if you don't cover your full power usage. Because let's say your farm pulls 8,000 watts and you get solar panels that can produce 8,000 watts of power, but you only get maybe 8 hours of sun per day on average. Well, you have then still reduced your power cost by 33%. And with a setup like that, you don't even have to get a battery setup, which is where a lot of the costs in purchasing a solar system usually comes in. And not only that, but solar panels themselves usually come with a 25-year warranty, which means that they tend to last even longer than that. So that means that even if you end up not mining with them, they'll probably still save you a decent amount of money on just regular power use in the long run. Take that and put it together with all of the green energy tax breaks that are available in many regions, and solar panels could just straight up be a good investment in general, regardless if you're even mining with them or not. Now, not financial advice, of course, and you do your own research. Okay, let's say you've done everything you can, but you just cannot get your own power to be cheap enough to make mining profitable again. Well, why not just use somebody else's power? Now, hold up, I definitely do not mean to just steal electricity from like your neighbor. What I'm talking about here is looking into hosting your mining rigs, because there are a lot of companies that have very cheap power rates, and they take advantage of this by offering to host other people's mining equipment. Usually how this works is that you just send them your miners and they then just charge you either a fixed fee per month per rig or a price per kilowatt hour that your rigs use. For example, they might pay 5 cents per kilowatt hour to their electricity provider, and they then mark that up to maybe 8 cents for you, and that is how they make their money. But included in that price, they usually also will maintain your hardware and guarantee uptime. And as a plus, you don't need to have it all at home heating up your house, which definitely is going to be nice come summer. Of course, you are trusting them with your hardware, so the key here is to do your research and go with a trustworthy hosting company. And there actually is currently a community effort to set up a hosting company. You might have heard of Terra Hosting, which is led by fellow YouTubers 𝗧𝗏𝗏, the Mining King, and Michael from GPUrisers.com. And I just think this is so awesome, and since they are all public figures, there is obviously a massive level of accountability there. Now, they are definitely not paying me to say this or anything, and I don't even know if they are even ready to receive hosting inquiries yet, to be honest, but if you are interested in hosting, then this is definitely something to keep an eye on. And now for our fourth and final way of making mining profitable again, you might just have to upgrade your mining equipment. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Introducing the Octominer Octotank 12 Home Immersion Cooling System, the future of cryptocurrency mining and home heating. Quiet, cool, and efficient. The Octotank 12 allows you to overclock your ASIC miners up to 70% to get more performance for your money. Compatible with up to 2 ASICs. Fully plug-and-play system. The immersion system ensures that your miners stay cool. Perfect for garage or basement heating. Up to 150 square meters of heating capacity. Clean and minimalist design. Fully weatherproof. Designed to last for years. Save money while keeping your home warm and cozy this winter. Order yours now.
And now for our fourth and final way of making mining profitable again, you might just have to upgrade your mining equipment. And what I mean by this is that you might have to sell your current unprofitable mining rigs and buy other mining equipment that actually is profitable. And this is definitely the boat that I am in at the moment, because when I built up my mining farm in 2021 to 2022, I was hyper focused on GPU mining, and most of my whole mining farm was just GPU rigs. And the fact of the matter is that, well, GPU mining isn't really profitable right now. But there are a lot of other types of mining rigs that are profitable, and even at really high power rates. For example, there are ASIC miners that are just straight up super profitable right now and have been for months. You also got Chia hard drive farming that is profitable since it's barely using any power at all, and even CPU mining regularly go through periods of crazy good profitability. And believe me, I know that it stings to hear, but man, you might just have to sell off some GPUs to buy an ASIC if you want to get that profitability right now. That's basically just the fact of the matter at this point. And I know that it feels rough because obviously it seems like the GPU prices are so low right now, and probably a lot lower than when you bought your GPUs. For example, you might have bought some 3070s for like $1,000 a piece in 2021, but probably won't get more than maybe 400 or so for them on eBay right now. But the thing is, all mining hardware prices are low right now. So if you're just selling the GPUs to buy other mining equipment, you're not really losing out. Let's take the Bitmain L7 as an example. It's a Litecoin and Dogecoin ASIC that is currently super profitable and have been for many months now. Back in 2021, these things went for like well over $20,000, but now you can find them brand new for like 6 to 7 grand. So in many ways, you are actually getting more ASIC for your GPUs now than you would have if you sold your GPUs at the height of prices back in 2021. And if this is something you want to look more into, I actually have a video where I compare all of the current ASIC miners to see which ones make the most sense to get. You can check that video out over there, or you can also check out this one where I talk more about my personal plan to sell some of my least efficient mining GPUs and what I plan to upgrade them to. Alright, I'll see you there.